module is around creative exchange and participatory practice, so it's an arts module and it looks at using art to support students to make some kind of shift or change with marginalised community groups.
The scholarship enabled us to explore ways of students and staff collaborating to creatively evaluate their learning experiences. So moving beyond just your standard survey at the end of a module to embedding reflection and evaluative dialogue throughout the week so that it informed the ongoing design of the module, the co-production of knowledge, and a much more rich and meaningful dialogue between ourselves as the tutors and the students. So that out of it we got really rich feedback in informing the design of the module for next year.
There will always be a rhythm to the day, and then the rhythm of the day is chunked up into maybe 1.5 hour sessions. They are uncertain, and that is deliberate. So we might have several ideas up our sleeves and we'll have a load of materials and a load of activities, but we won't decide until we actually do it, because then we know that it's the right thing, the right timing for the students.
It highlights the fact you have to have faith that the students have an expertise and a knowledge and an experience that they're going to be contributing to a collaboration and a co-production.
Exactly. You're not co-producing if you've already produced it. If you're co-producing it, you're co-producing it at the time. You can't listen if you pre-plan all of it. What we've understood is that there's a kind of collection of core knowledge that we know we need to hand over in this module. And so that isn't uncertain. Where the uncertainty can come in is the activities employed for the students to sift out from all the information that they've been given, the things that are relevant to them. And then each student will go, okay, well, I understand A, B, C and D, but what I need to chew over is E. So it's the kind of activities that support students to embed knowledge, and the activities that support students to have conversations with each other. That's where the students are the experts. So what the co-production does is it offers spaces for us to listen to the student questions, change the session plan so that staff and students can investigate and learn from those questions together.
It definitely felt great just being a part of Tate. It was quite amazing.
Just walking, like being in the building and just every day walking quite energised and seeing what around and the noise and the light and everything. It's been really inspiring.
Feeling part of a wider system. I think it's just broadening horizons really, and learning and different ways of learning and how that can be affected by so many different elements.
The format of the week has been brilliant because it's kept me on my toes.
I think it's been really beneficial for me to think about my practice and also the theoretical side of my practice. We did one exercise that was Alice Fox's. We all got to actually do that ourselves, holding and sharing ice. Quite moving and very tender. I had another experience up and down the stairs where I asked various people to walk with me whilst journeying and holding a pen with me, and we were just seeing how the mark moved on the page. That was really quite special and made some new friends.
And I think it just made me realize what it takes to actually put my skills in practice. Being in an academic setting is really facilitated. It almost feels too safe, but with the public you don't know. Changing environments just changed my mindset.
One way that we embedded evaluation throughout the module was that at the start of each day we gave an opportunity for students to reflect on their learning and understanding from the previous day, capture where there were maybe missing gaps to inform the activities that we were developing for the afternoons. But then at the end of the day we also had a rhythm of evaluation where we gave students time to reflect on the day, the learning and the impact of different aspects of being at the Tate. We asked students to use creative materials to capture both their own personal learning and development that they gain through the module, but then also their reflections on the module experience as a whole and how that could be improved. And I think something that really enriched that experience was working with Sarah, our postgraduate student colleague who's working on the project with us.
I helped to facilitate the introduction of the evaluation using boxes and spoke a little bit about my own research and what I'd learned in that process. So I was really keen to share my learning with other students. I felt excited about the theme and also like I had a new perspective to offer. I think it's a challenge. I think there is a double-hattedness there, and I think it's important to acknowledge that, especially if you know that there's still people involved who ultimately might be marking your own research, they're still involved in assessing your work. But being involved in discussions and having some input on parts of the module definitely helps. Being heard and being listened to plays a massive part.